that can be achieved remains daunting as the gulf between them widens daily. For now, Shaibu has directed his lawyers to withdraw the suit he filed at the Federal High Court to stop the alleged plot by Obaseki to remove him from office. He stated that the decision to withdraw the suit came after a series of meetings involving himself, Obaseki, and well-meaning citizens of Edo and Nigerians, including party leaders, traditional leaders, and the Archbishop Benin Archdiocese of the Catholic Church. However, it is not yet clear if this gesture would make the governor to shift ground in his favor.
Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Rushewe, says the just concluded International Arts and Crafts Expo annual event has opened doors for international investors to come in and invest in Nigeria. He said the international community has already expressed interest in supporting the development of Nigeria's creative industry. Rushewe, who is also the president of the World Craft Council, made this known in a chat with the media after the closing ceremony of the 16th edition of the NCAC's International Arts and Crafts Expo held in Abuja at the weekend.
The Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Orushewe, said the platform, apart from showcasing Nigeria's craft and culture to the world, it will also reduce unemployment, crimes, and build a better nation for the youth.
I believe Nigeria is fully open for investment. Truly, investors can come here. And what happened today is to tell the whole world Nigeria is safe and we're in harmony with each other. With what the ambassador said here today tells you a story of the people of Nigeria who maybe have been misunderstood. So for me, 3 countries want to take Nigerians to their country now. 3: Bulgaria, India, China, and Bangladesh. Without this platform, we won't have the opportunity. So for me, it's a win-win situation for us. So it is only for Nigerians to tap and go to the next level after this expo. For us to open our doors, bring more investors to our country, and I'm sure in the next couple of years, our story will change.
While taking members of the diplomatic community round the Arts and Crafts Village in Abuja, the DG urged state ESCOs at the event to duplicate same in their various states. And on our part, the ambassador of Malaysia in Nigeria, Shemint Devi, said the event has brought sweet memories to many of them living in Nigeria.
This is what we want to replicate in every state. The shops here, I'm used to know. Government is trying to help the ordinary Nigerians. This shop, they go for 200,000 per year. Meanwhile, plazas go for 2 million, 3 million. But this one is to empower the ordinary Nigerians, help them to make a living. This will reduce unemployment, reduce crime in our society, and make us a better place.
3 months here, so it's a great opportunity to be part of this event because I get a chance to learn about the Nigerian culture and tradition.
President Society of Nigeria's Artists, Mohammed Suleiman, and other keynote speakers said it's time Nigeria's government look beyond oil and start harnessing potentials in the creative industry.
For us, we must identify where we're coming from. That is one aspect. Creating the job that must be original to us. That one nobody can take away from you. But if you're waiting for transfer of technology, the whole idea is that they can only transfer to you that which they do not need.
Okay, oil is not a sustainable means of forex because of we know the vagaries in international oil market. But culture represents a veritable and a sustainable means of earning foreign exchange. So I think the government should pay close attention to issues to do with culture.
As part of the expo activities, over 200 Nigerians, both young and old, were trained in several vocational skills.
Today we made necklace, earrings, and we're making our shoes now. I learned a lot from this, and this would help me a lot in future. And one more thing I would like to say is that want to thank the ministry for this event today. It would help a lot of children and teenagers to build up themselves for future purpose.
What the ministry is trying to do, or what Oga Otumba is trying to do, is to empower the youth, catch them young. And that's why we are training them from children, you understand? So by the time they grow up, this thing sticks in their mind, and they can even do that even while they are in the university. And makes
for the skill, it's not university degrees. I'm not even involved in that. We need to develop Nigerian to be practically. Let's bring out the creativity in every Nigerian. And that's my thinking.
The occasion featured display of traditional dances by the Performing Arts Department of the Council. Imefon Okon reporting for Clearview News.
2 years to the timeline set by the federal government to increase the percentage of electric vehicles in Nigeria to 7.50% of the vehicles plying roads in the country, there are serious doubts over the feasibility of the target. 2 years after the first locally assembled electric vehicle was introduced, only about 200 units have been sold. The government had in its 2050 policy agenda document launched by former President Muhammadu Buhari in May said the proportion of electric vehicles in Nigeria was less than 1%. The government had planned to increase the number to 7.50% in 2025, 14% in 2030, 20.50% in 2035, 27% in 2040, 33.50% in 2045, and 40% in 2050. The target was part of the proposed investment in climate-smart technologies to reduce carbon emissions in line with the global vehicle electrification program aimed at reducing the internal combustion engine vehicles which run on fossil fuel and contributing to global carbon emissions. Reports have it that many African countries like South Africa, Morocco, Kenya, Zambia are seriously investing in electricity vehicles. Globally, under a decarbonization objective, the electric vehicle market is growing, exceeding 10 million sales in 2022. With 14% of all new cars sold being electric, according to the Global Electric Vehicle Outlook 2023. With 26 million electric vehicles on the roads, China is leading the pack with 13.9 million cars, followed by Europe with 9.5 million and the US 3 million electric vehicles. Egypt has voiced anger after Ethiopia announced it had filled the reservoir at a highly controversial hydroelectric dam on the Blue Nile River. Ethiopia has been in dispute with Egypt and Sudan over the mega project since its launch in 2011. Egypt relies on the Nile for nearly all its water needs. Egypt's foreign ministry said Ethiopia was disregarding the interests of the downstream countries. Ethiopia says the $4.2 billion dam will not cut their share of Nile water. Ethiopia believes the Ground Ethiopian Renaissance Dam will double the country's electricity output, providing a vital development boost as currently half the 127 million population lacks electricity. The plan is to generate more than 6,000 megawatts at the dam, which is about 30 kilometers border from Ethiopia's border with Sudan. Egypt and Sudan argue that common rules for the operation must be agreed, fearing that energy-hungry Ethiopia may exacerbate their existing water shortages. Negotiations over the project resumed last month, having been suspended in 2021. If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. When we come back, we bring you stories on women and children. Stay with us.
The news continues now with stories from our area of specialization, women and children. After the main transmission of our news, we rebroadcast on our YouTube page, Clearview TV. Do you operate a women or children's NGO? Are you at the helm of affairs of a government establishment or a corporate organization involved in the affairs of women and children? then you are our partners in progress. We have a mission to better the lot of our women and children. Join us to celebrate womanhood and work assiduously to better the lot of the Nigerian child. This is our mission.
Welcome back. As part of its efforts to put smiles on the faces of orphans and less privileged children in the society, a non-governmental organization, Desiree Belema Foundation, has organized a one-day fun fair for about 250 orphans and underprivileged children in Abuja, the nation's capital. Speaking at the event, the chairperson of the foundation, Dr. Desiree Belema, said the gesture is part of her philanthropic exercise aimed at putting smiles on the faces of Nigerian children. Clearview's Eunice Ella Eze brings us details. The report.
Charity, they say, begins at home. This can be attributed to the life of Dr. Desiree Belema, which is poised at fostering hope and empowering Nigerian orphans and underprivileged children. Speaking at the event, she bared it all on her journey and how far she has come in pursuit of her dream of establishing the Orphanage Foundation. She also spoke on some of the challenges faced in the running of an orphanage home.
I grew up with a child that lost both. She lost her mom when she was barely a year, and father married another wife. But the father, the stepmom, took the father's love from the child. So the child grew up without the love of a mother and, the love of a father. So at some point she made mistakes in life. She took some wrong decisions, and, growing up with her and then seeing her go through that, trauma, changed my whole perspective about life. So from that period, I took it upon myself, and then I made a decision that, I would be a mother to every orphan child I come across. So what I started doing was at tender age, as far back as, when I was 22, I was still in school then, I would go to the orphanages. I started in Port Harcourt, Cross River State. So I would just go to the orphanages and then give them relief materials, food items, and then most times money. So I did it over time, and then I decided to set up a foundation proper in 2020. So we birthed the Desiree Belema Foundation.
Beneficiaries of the gesture spoke on their experiences at the orphanage.
Honestly, this woman have been helping. This is the second time I'm coming. The time that they invite widows, I came. I really appreciate it. The wrapper that doesn't have, I got the wrapper. Up to now, if I just raise the wrapper, I'll just say as if I should hide it under my boss. I'm afraid to touch the wrapper. God will bless this woman.
Let God grant her desire. So
what I like about it, they are taking good care of us.
May God give her long life and prosperity.
Everyone, if you are, what the world needs right now is just a bit of love and kindness. You might not know it, but it's tough for a whole lot of people, especially these children. These are the things God says, if you lend to the poor, you're giving to him.
Eunice Ella is reporting for Clearview News Desk.
Husband to the woman whose kidney was allegedly removed by Noah Kekere, a controversial doctor, has disclosed how he was offered millions of naira to close the case. Busari Kamal, husband to the victim, revealed how the victim's right kidney was harvested illegally at Murna Clinic and Maternity, Jos, in 2018. In an interview, Kamal lauded the divisional police officer of Nasarawa Gwon Division, SP Timothy Bebisa for standing by the truth and resisting all attempts to bribe him to downplay the case. According to the husband, when the suspected harvester was arrested, all efforts made to bribe him and the DPO were unsuccessful, adding that he was asked to mention any amount he wanted for the case to be closed. The arrest of the suspected harvester followed a complaint by the husband of the victim at the Nasarawa police station. Dr. Kekere, who is currently exhibiting mental illness at the psychiatric unit of Jos University Teaching Hospital, had prior his arrest been carrying out medical treatment, including surgery, for over 2 decades. The Nigerian Medical Association on Sunday said the embattled doctor is not a member of the association. And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
America has been enveloped in sober reflective mood as it honors thousands of souls lost in terrific terrorist attack tagged 9/11. With tolling bells, personal tributes and tears, Americans looked back at anniversary observances that stretched from ground zero to small towns. People are gathered at memorials, firehouses, city halls, campuses and elsewhere to observe the 22nd anniversary of the deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil that claimed the lives of 2,977 people. Feud between Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki and his deputy, Honorable Philip Shaibu, remains unabated as the deputy governor has commenced the relocation of his office to an area outside the government house at a new office situated at number 7, Dennis Osadebe Avenue. We also told you that the Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Rushewe, has expressed optimism that the just concluded International Arts and Crafts Expo annual event has opened doors for international investors to do business in Nigeria. Rushewe, who is also the president of the World Craft Council, made the remark in a chat with the media after the closing ceremony of the 16th edition of the NTAC's International Arts and Crafts Expo held in Abuja at the weekend.
Like us on Facebook, Clearview News Desk. Follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. Follow us on Instagram at Clearview News Desk. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Clearview News Desk. Many thanks for watching. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.
Biscon TV's 6th anniversary special celebration bonanza. Offer opens for interested broadcasters to audition for positions like newscasters, sports reporters, program presenters in politics, entertainment, business and so on. Biscon TV's 6th anniversary special celebration bonanza auditioning begins on Monday, the 4th of September on a daily basis till the 20th of September 2023, the day Biscon TV turns 6 years. Prospective candidates should report to Biscon TV Global Corporate Headquarters, 12 Sylvia Crescent, Anthony Village, by Zenith Bank, Anthony Village Branch, Lagos. Time, 12 noon daily, from Monday, the 4th of September to September 20th, 2023. There will be special Biscon TV 6th anniversary present for the best 10 of the lots. Biscon TV, the fastest growing, most watched 24 hours television station on YouTube globally. Biscon TV. Engaging, interactive, and all-encompassing. It's 6 glorious hearty cheers to Biscon TV on the stable of Biscon Communications Global Media Network.
Many thanks for joining us again on the News Hour on Biscon Television. I am Stella Power. We begin with our top stories. On the national scene, PDP dismisses Tinubu legal team's watermark claim on PEPC judgment. Philip Shaibu relocates office out of Edo Government House despite withdrawing suit against Obaseki. In business news, President Tinubu invited by U.S. Chamber of Commerce to ring closing bell at Nasdaq. On the foreign scene, Morocco earthquake death toll rises to nearly 2,500. And in the world of sports, players, supporters attack referee over poor officiating in Ebonyi Governors Cup. Now, the news in full. The People's Democratic Party has criticized President Bola Tinubu's legal team over its header on the certified true copies of the presidential election petition court's judgment, describing the defense by the legal team as an act of self-indictment. Their response is coming 48 hours after the presidential candidate of the party in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, chided their legal team. In a statement issued by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologwagba, in Abuja, the party noted that the claim by Tinubu's legal team that it scanned and watermarked its copy of the judgment with the inscription Tinubu Presidential Legal Team is self-indicting and lends credence to widespread public insinuation of predetermined manipulation by the All Progressives Congress. The judgment, which affirmed the election of Tinubu as duly elected, has since been rejected by the PDP and Atiku, who are now set to file an application for review at the Supreme Court in the days ahead. Now, the British High Commission in Nigeria has announced the opening of a new temporary submission center for United Kingdom visas in Enugu State. The announcement was made via a statement made available to newsmen. According to the Commission, the center will be opened from September 13, 2023, in addition to current locations in Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. The appointment system allows an application to select Enugu as their application location when applying for a UK visa, the statement read. The temporary submission center in Enugu opens as a premium location, meaning it will cost 236,250 naira, which includes a premium lounge appointment, courier return, SMS notifications, general customer support and guidance. Demand for visa services will be carefully monitored and service reviewed and expanded should there be sufficient volumes. TLS will try this location for at least 3 months to assess uptake of the service and enable decisions on continuation. Away from that, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, has commenced the relocation of his office to an area outside the vicinity of the government house. The development follows last week's withdrawal of Shaibu's suit filed at the Federal High Court to stop alleged plots by the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, to remove him from office. The new office is situated close to the government house. Sources close to the deputy governor told newsmen that a letter was sent by the head of service to the permanent secretary, office of the deputy governor, instructing her to supervise the movement of civil servants and files to the new office. It was also gathered that the new office is not habitable as there is no electricity, is waterlogged, and the office spaces are significantly small. The state government had, however, insisted that the deputy governor's new office is within the confines of the area designated as a government house. Now, Nigeria's first indigenous chartered accountant, Akintola Williams, is dead, newsmen report. The doyen of accounting died at the age of 104. According to a source, Williams died at his house in Lagos on Monday. The graduate of accounting at the University of London was born in 1919. He went to Yaba Higher College on a UAC scholarship obtaining a diploma in commerce. In 1944, he traveled to England where he studied at the University of London. Studying banking and finance, he graduated in 1946 with a Bachelor of Commerce. He continued his studies and qualified for a chartered accountant in England in 1949. In 1952, he founded the first indigenous chartered accounting firm in Africa, Akintola Williams & Co. in Lagos. He was a founding member and first president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. He was honored with the Order of the Federal Republic by the Nigerian government in 1982. In April 1997, Queen Elizabeth also honored him with the title Commander of the British Empire. You're still watching Biscon Television News. Up next is business news. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the News Hour on Biscon Television. Now to business news. The United States Chamber of Commerce has asked President Bola Tinubu to ring the closing bell of the National Association of Securities Dealer Automated Quotations, NASDAQ, on September 20. NASDAQ, a stock exchange market, is the busiest in the U.S. by volume and is the second largest market by market capitalization after the NYSE. The ringing of the bell signifies the end of a trading session for the day. The bell ringing event with Tinubu will take place in conjunction with the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, according to a statement released by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce on Monday. The organization said the ceremony, which will take place at NASDAQ headquarters in New York, symbolizes the significance of the economic ties between the United States and Nigeria. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which represents the businesses of all sizes in every sphere of the economy, is the biggest business organization in the world. Members vary from top industry groups and huge enterprises to small businesses and regional chambers of commerce. We'll take another short break. When we come back, we'll bring you foreign news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now to foreign news. The number of people killed in Friday's powerful earthquake in Morocco has risen above 2,497, the Interior Ministry says. Rescuers have been using their bare hands to dig for survivors. Heavy lifting equipment can't get through roads blocked by boulders to reach remote villages near the epicenter in the Atlas Mountains. Many lie in ruins, with local people desperately awaiting aid. The Moroccan government says it has accepted aid from 4 countries so far, from Britain, Spain, Qatar, and the UAE. Friday's earthquake, the country's deadliest in 60 years, struck villages below in the high Atlas Mountains south of Marrakesh. 90 of the 200 residents were confirmed dead, and many others missing. We'll take another short break. When we'll come back, we'll bring you sports news. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the News Hour on Biscon Television. Now to the world of sport. Players and supporters of the Ishelu local government area team swooped on the referee, Sebastian Onwe, at the end of the Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwufuru's Cup final match on Sunday evening. The referee was said to have been chased all over the stadium as he ran for his dear life over alleged poor officiating in the match. The attack was finally quelled after the governor intervened in rescuing the referee from the mob, which overpowered the security men trying to protect him. Condemning the attack in his remarks during the prize presentation ceremony, Nwufuru described the act as shameful and embarrassing. The government noted that to forestall such occurrences, match officials for subsequent competitions will come from other states. The match officials would not be known to anyone or anything. Governor Rifu also augmented the prize money for the victorious teams, noting that this was in appreciation of the players' gallant efforts. According to the governor, the winners would receive additional 2 million naira to the 1 million naira prize, making it a total of 3 million naira. We'll take another short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you entertainment news. Join us again. Welcome back to the News Hour on Biscon Television. Now to entertainment news. Ashake delivers mind-blowing performances at his landmark Barclays Center in New York. After dominating the mainstream with his unprecedented run in 2022, Ashake has continued to enjoy massive commercial success that has culminated in landmark international shows. On September 8, 2023, Ashake performed at the 19,000 capacity Barclays Center, New York, in a sold-out show. Just weeks after his landmark show at the O2 Arena, where he joined Davido, Wizkid, and Burna Boy as artists who have headlined the 20,000 capacity hall, Ashake made it back-to-back sold-out shows as he wowed audiences in New York. Ashake, who won the Album of the Year and Next Rated Artist at the recently held 16th Headies Awards, performed his hit records from his debut album, Mr. Money with a Vibe, and his sophomore album, Work of the Art. At the concert, Ashake wowed fans with a Fuji fusion with the assistance of the band, who interpolated the classic drums of Adewale Ayuba's Ijo Fuji. And that's it for now on the News Hour on Biscon Television. Compiled and produced by Tumloba Bolari and David Asha. I am Stella Para. Thank you for watching.
The challenge of Nigeria as a free state in 20th century Africa is the need to revive the stature of man in Africa and restore the dignity of man in the world. Nigerians believe passionately in the fundamental human rights. We regard all races of the human family as equal. Under no circumstance shall we accept the idea that the black race is inferior to any other race. I call upon Alhaji Amadou Bello, the Sultan of Sokoto, to join us in this Herculean task of national reconstruction. I exhort Chief Obafemi Awolowo to associate with us. In this great adventure of restoring the dignity of man in the world. There are many leaders who can give active support and assistance to a nation at its supreme hour of need. Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, Dr. Michael Ihanukara Okpara, and Samuel Grace Ikoku, and then Chief Dennis Chukude Sarebe, Malam Aminu Kanu, Malam Ibrahim Imam, and J.S. Taka of northern Nigeria, and countless others. I appeal to all our leaders, far and near, to forget the wounds which were inflicted in cause of our internecine altercations. The love of our country should outweigh the love of our petty selves. The enjoyment of individual freedom under the law should mean more to us than our self-centered party programs and manifestos. Common dangers and common enemies alert us on the need for common security. The British came here in 1851 and found us hopelessly divided in tribal compartments. When Britain transferred power to us on 1st October 1960, we were no longer an expression of geography, but a reality of history. During all our years of political vassalage, we became socially and economically integrated. We have also developed an identity of interest, and we have crystallized common nationality. The process of political integration reached its zenith at midnight on 30th September 1960, when we lastly sang our national anthem and our national flag was hoisted aloft to signal the birth of a new nation. Come and join Abubakar with me, Sadauna, Awolowo, Akitola, Osarebe, Okpara, Ikoku, Aminu Kano, Ibrahim Imam, and Saka. Let us bind the nation's wound and let us heal the breaches of the past so that in forging our nation, there shall emerge on this continent a hate-free, fear-free, and greed-free people who shall be in the vanguard of a world task force whose assignment is not only to revive the stature of man in Africa, but to restore the dignity of man in the world.
Dear friends and supporters, we trust you are in good health. Today, we come to your assistance on behalf of a young man whose dreams have been derailed by an unexpected health crisis. Adibare Adewale Kudus, a promising student of Yaba College of Technology, was on a path towards achieving his dreams and securing a brighter future for himself and his family. However, life had different plans for him. A severe eye cataract has clouded his vision, causing him unimaginable pain and forcing him to drop out of school. The good news is that there is hope. Adibare Adewale Kudus has been given an opportunity to regain his sight through a left eye surgery scheduled for Friday, September 29, 2023 at the Ansila Catholic Hospital in Lagos. This procedure can change his life forever, but it comes at a cost. We urgently need to raise 850,000 naira to cover the expenses of the surgery and post-operative care. Your generous donation can make a world of difference in Kudus' life. With your support, we can give him the gift of sight and help him get back on the path to realizing his dreams. The surgery is scheduled for September 29, 2023, and time is of the essence. Your compassion can make a life-changing difference in Kudus' life. Kindly send your donations into the account name Adibare Adewale Kudus. Account number 044-962-8253 GT Bank. Together we can bring light back into Kudus' world. Thank you for your kindness, generosity and support.